Welcome to the Global SCM Leaders Conference. We're in Houston, Texas. I'm Joe O'Reilly, Senior Writer for Inbound Logistics Magazine. I'm joined by Alan Melton, who is the Vice President, Energy Sector Americas for CEVA Logistics. Alan, thanks for joining us here today. I thought maybe just to kick things off, if you could just tell me a little bit about what you do, what CEVA Logistics is doing in the oil and gas industry.
Thank you, Joe. CEVA Logistics is certainly a provider of many sectors, but within the oil and gas, we focus on our subsectors of EPCs, our drilling contractors, mining, as well as the renewable energy, which includes our solar as well as wind farms. So primarily, our group is focused on supporting the oil and gas sector for the Americas, and for that matter, trying to provide that necessary tool of end-to-end visibility or end-to-end logistics. Within that value chain, you'll find elements of innovation. Those elements are really connecting the silos within the organizations that we do business with. So for today, we think about those elements of a global company. How does CEVA fit into that game? It's really beginning to connect those silos, provide the value from one element to another. That comes in forms of visibility, reporting, time management. We see a growing focus on managing not just the service and performance side of this, but really the cost elements. So how do you drive cost out of a supply chain? We've taken several innovative approaches, whether they come from the automotive sector or cross-functionally from retail into the oil and gas play. And those benefits are seen in many forms. One is providing that end-to-end visibility of the movement of material from the supplier base to the end customer, whether it's an offshore or onshore drill, rig. I think the true value that CEVA brings is the investment within those tools and the investment within those people. So if you think about the silos of any oil and gas company, they necessarily just don't belong within region. They're very dependent, whether it be Asia Pacific to the US or the Americas to Europe or otherwise. So having that control tower methodology, passing information, containing the data, as well as ensuring that that data has the integrity that a client needs, I think is really the true value that we bring within that supply chain.
When you get to the execution piece, what are some of the challenges that your customers and you face, as far as with some of the operating sites, with the drilling? What are some of the challenges that you guys are working to provide solutions for?
Well, first and foremost, I think it's meeting that expectation. And the expectation is that the equipment will be there when they expect it to be there. So just-in-time performance is critical. And I think managing that visibility when there are exceptions to that supply chain or the logistics is just as critical. So I think the main challenges are ensuring that we have consistent communication. It's a control tower approach to ensuring that our client knows where their equipment is at all times. At the same time, when there are exceptions, because they do happen, how do you manage through that and ensure that the customer is on board, and at the same time passing that communication on to the end user or the final customer?
You talked a little bit about some of the investments moving forward. What are some of the things that CEVA Logistics is doing innovative, as far as innovation, investments, technology, services, talent? What are some things that you guys are working on?
That's a great question. I think, it's a very competitive landscape that we deal with. Here in the Americas, it's a daily challenge. Having the overlaying technology is one thing. Being able to integrate and your customer being there and ready in a form to integrate with you is a challenge for us. And again, it's a process or journey that you take with your client until they're ready to make that leap from a technology standpoint. One of the other challenges would be our KPIs and what we measure. The collaboration is key with your clients in ensuring that there's alignment on what you're going to measure, and then B, that it matters. So you don't want to go out and measure 25 to 30 items that really don't add the value, what you're trying to achieve.
Right.
So I think having the alignment on those key elements, ensuring that they're in place, and you have the governance around managing the integrity of those indicators is critical for both parties. So that's another challenge and ongoing, and that's a global front. So while a lot of our clients, certainly within particular regions, are successful, it's ensuring that culture is understood and that it's sold within regions. So you have to have that regional buy-in. And again, most of our customers are looking for that global governance and visibility around how their supply chain is functioning.
Well, thank you. That wraps up our time here, so I'd like to thank Alan for sharing his insights.